Luka basketball is what we got. Lakers at Bulls, still on the road. Okay. 46 points for Mr. Doncic, 15 of 25, 8 of 14 from 3, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. It's his 8th 40-point game this season. 20 of LeBron's 24 points came in the first half.
Having fun in Chicago.
Yeah, right. It's a great city. Okay, Luka has a performance like that. It's funny with this conversation with the Lakers. Yesterday, we're like, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde. We can't figure out who they are, what they are. Are they good? And then Luka does this, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Could they go to the conference finals? Like, what did this do for you in your view of the Lakers?
No, I still feel the same about the Lakers. I think right now they're a middle of the pack team until they clean up on a defensive end. Last night was nothing different from me. I've seen Luka Doncic do this a number of times. This is his 8th time doing this season. So when you see a performance like that, I think classic Luka. I think this is who he is. This is what he's capable of doing. This is also somebody that I've watched, average a triple-double for an extended amount of time. So when he has these big scoring outbursts and he's able to get everybody involved with 11 assists to go with a 46-piece, I think nothing different. Unless there's something that they can do on a defensive end that changes the outlook of how this season is going. Other than that, I think this was another night at the office for Luka. Great night, flashy night. It looked like those guys were having fun. It looked like it was a vibe in Chicago last night. LeBron James was on the rim. Jackson Hayes was on the rim. Luka threw a pass behind his back from one side of the floor to the other to get a great 3-point look. Like, it looked like they was just having a lot of fun. But all of those things are on the offensive end. Seeing them create an identity and see who they are on a defensive end to even start talking about the conference finals right now, especially with the way that OKC is moving, the way that Houston is still moving, and the way that the San Antonio Spurs are still moving. I still can't see them getting through those teams that have clear defensive identities right now, and the Lakers don't have that at all. They do have one of the best scorers in the world, but as we can tell right now with their record and where they stand in the West, it's going to take them to guard somebody for this to be something different for another outlook besides what he did last night.
Yeah, it's the same story, different day, right? Like, we're going to be mesmerized and blown away by half the stuff that we see them do on the court. Like last night, that was Lakers, Showtime, Luka, Dime, Jackson Hayes. I mean, I haven't seen a guy go between the legs in a game in a really long time. But some of these highlights, this is awesome. And this is the type of player that you want in L.A. and that market with the purple and gold on. Like, that is not a normal transition pass to throw it cross court behind the back. They look like they have fun when they're rolling like that on offense. There's a stat here: they're 13-3 when Luka has 10+ assists. To me, that shows me that they're a better team when they're balanced, and you're getting 15 from Rui, you're getting 12 from Vando, you're getting 10 from Marcus Smart, and it's a more balanced attack because it makes them that much more difficult to guard. Like, offensively, we know what he's going to do, and it is so fun to watch. And I do think, if the Western Conference, obviously this year it's going to be tough with those teams, but he's led a worse team to the finals before in Dallas, and if they do get the proper pieces around him by the deadline or his time in LA, he's going to always have the Lakers kind of right there in that 1 through 4 or 5 seed, and they're always going to be relevant when you have a Luka on your team, just because you can't stop him. And the defensive part, he's never going to be a first-team all-defense. Like, it's effort, and it's willing to care, and it's being a good team defender. It's being help side. It's stepping up and taking charges. And the other night, I will say, I forgot who they played, but they were going at him 5, 6, 7 times in a row, and he held his ground. He cut off baseline. He was making extra efforts. Like, that's all they want to see. They want to see him do it on both sides of the ball. Just try. And then go get 46 and go 15 for 25 because they can't stop you on the other end. So if you stop them, you got a real good chance of winning because you are going to score a lot of points with that dude on your team.
Dude, 37.3. I'm adding the point this time because it's important. Points a game in the last 4 on the road. That's insane to me. A lot of points. I know. I mentioned the fact that LeBron had 24 points last night. 20 of those came in the first half. So 4 in the second, Chandler. Like, take me through that as a player. How's that work?
Honestly, I think this is what the game is going to call for him at this point of his career. He did what he had to do. He got him off to a great start. Luka started going bonkers in the second half, but he's still doing all the little things. And we knew he was going to be a man wearing multiple different hats this year for this team. Sometimes he's going to play that point forward offense and just initiate. Sometimes he's going to be aggressive and get downhill, get out in transition, and do things like this. You can play through him in the post. You can play him at point forward. You can play through him on the elbow. He can be so effective in so many different spots that I don't even look at this like a negative that he had 4 points, because it's almost like, okay, I'm going to be aggressive early. Now, Luka, it's your turn. Now, Austin Reeves, I'm going to go out for 8 minutes. Now you go. And they're going to have that. Oh, no, was that my service? They're going to have that luxury with those three guys offensively, where any given night, it could be someone different night. Rui the other night stepped up, hit some huge shots in the fourth quarter. He's not their closer, but the way they were guarding him, the way that Luka was getting double teamed and shadowed, they found themselves wide open. Jake LaRavia is going to find himself wide open. They're all going to have opportunities throughout the season to make impact plays. And LeBron was dominant in the first half. He didn't have to be in the second half because guys took over, and that's just the way the game went for them last night. So I respect LeBron. I don't want to say fitting in, but like he's done a really good job fitting in and letting Austin Reeves have a career at the beginning of the season. He's had let Luka Doncic go lead the NBA in scoring and go nuts. He's let DeAndre Ayton kind of have big nights. So, like, again, I think there's going to be some nights we see him have 30, 40, 50 points still because he's still that good, but he doesn't have to do that.
And I like the fact that he was inside of the 3-point line for most of these buckets. So all the young players out there that's living and dying by the three, the mid-range is still alive, attacking the basket is still alive. He was able to use that ability, get into the rim, and opened up the mid-range. And then what does that do for the rest of the team? It opens up the 3-point line because you got to respect a 6'8", 6'9" LeBron James putting pressure on the rim. Now you got to close in, and now they're just driving and they're kicking it. They're attacking and they're kicking it, and it opened up the 3-point line for everybody else. And the Lakers was able to be successful in that style of play. So all of these teams out here just living and dying by the three, the mid-range is still alive, and it can win you basketball games still. Yeah. So I love to see that.
And think about this. When Luka plays at the top of the key and they set that pick and roll, if they want to blitz Luka, that means he just got to get off the ball, and LeBron's playing 4-on-3 on the other end. Like, good luck. Like, that is that's not how I would guard them, because LeBron's still effective and he's still good, and they can hurt you in so many other ways. So they're gonna have a tough time with teams stopping them, which they're gonna need that too, because we know their defensive struggles.
Chandler, you had some thoughts on Jackson Hayes last night?
Dear mother of God, who does this? who does this in a game?
Jackson.
And I know it was the fourth quarter and it was a little later and the game was a little bit out of reach, but this is an insane thing to do. And look at Luka. That's like a thank God he made it type of reaction. But
can you imagine?
There's still 3 minutes left, by the way, in the game. This game is by no means.
I love it. We need some excitement. We need some excitement. In a season that can get mundane and worn down from time to time, we need a little excitement, somebody to wake us up. So shout out to Jackson Hayes for going forward and attempting this and actually making it. This is a good night for the Lakers. If I'm them, I'm taking this night, I'm balling it up, and I'm saying, listen, for the rest of this road trip, let's have some fun and let's play up-tempo, let's play together, and let's keep these smiles on our faces and just play a brand of basketball that we can be happy with, where we can have some fun. So I like this. I love it.
Yeah, it must have been good vibes last night in the locker room after that one. I know if he would have missed that. By the way, Chicago Bulls fans, I know you got a loss, but you got your money's worth out of seeing the Lakers come down.
Back-to-back great games.
Lord.
Back-to-back great games in Chicago.
For real. That's okay. That's fun. All right, 4-game winning streak. That's part of the problem, though, however. That was snapped last night. Ninth in the standings, Lou. And yes, I don't need to remind you, but maybe others, that Chicago did start out this season red hot, but right now looking at a play-in situation. So
yeah.
I almost feel like this is deja vu. What do the Bulls do? Do you make moves or do you sit in purgatory? Literally, we did this last year.
Well, they've made moves, but even the moves that they've made haven't worked, haven't got them out of the situation that they're in. We're looking at a team that's possibly going on their fourth year in a row using the play-in as an opportunity to get to the playoffs, and that's just not good enough. They're a mediocre basketball team at this point. And again, if you're constantly in the same position over and over, something has to give. So at this point, if you're the Chicago Bulls, you got to look to trade everybody, and you got a clean roster. You got a clean house from top to bottom, and you got to start fresh. This group isn't going to get it done. Even the guys that we've traded away or been able to keep hadn't been able to get it done. It's not the right mix, especially in the Eastern Conference where we feel like a lot of the competition is wide open. Like if you put the right group together, you can put yourself in a legitimate playoff position.